What's up, and welcome to Unspoken Conversations. I'm James Crow, and here we talk about issues and situations that are in plain sight. Things that people hate to talk about, but it needs to be said, from relationships, families, friends, and life. Our goal is to shed light and understanding so that just maybe we can start to rebuild relationships, families, and ultimately, our communities. What's up, and welcome back to another episode, guys. And in this episode, I wanted to talk about baby mamas and baby daddies being family. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear this, but the raw truth is, whether you like that man or not, whether you like that chick or not, whether y'all friends, whether y'all enemies, it don't matter what you think. Y'all got kids together. Y'all family. When you piss her off, dude, fellas, if you piss this woman off, if you want to break her head, if you want to do anything to her, let me put it that way, because I don't think I'm supposed to say that shit on here. But if you want to do anything bogus to this woman, if you want to send somebody to go see her, if you want to tear up her car, pop up at her job, you know what I'm saying? Take money from her, go mess with her car, anything. If you want to do anything to this woman, you got to understand that is your kid's mama. Your kid's mama. Do you not care about your kids? If you hurt this woman's car, you say, screw that kid. If you go to this woman's job and you get her fired, you said, screw that kid. Y'all got to think about that. Women, if y'all don't like this man and y'all talk negative on this man, I don't care how bogus he is, how wrong he is, how dirty he is. I don't care what he did. If you got a kid with this man, that's family. It's harsh truth, ain't it? That man is family. Because here's what happens. Let's say, I'm talking to ladies. Let's say this dude gets into an argument with a guy, right? And somebody ups the thing and whoop, whoop, whoop. You hit him with the, and then he's gone, right? How would your kid feel? All right? Think about that. If your kid weeps, you got to explain that. And I don't care how bogus a dad was. If your kid weeps, you are in charge of what that kid is feeling. You're supposed to have sympathy for that kid. You're supposed to put your arm around that kid and talk to that kid. That man that's now gone, you look what just happened. You have no words for this kid. You have nothing to say to this kid. You have nothing you can do to help this kid come out of these thoughts and feelings. You're supposed to be better than that. This man is your family. So the same thing with women. If fellas, if something happens to this woman, them kids will weep. They will weep. Do you care? Even if you don't give a fuck about that woman, you're supposed to care about them kids. What do you think them kids is going to say and feel sitting beside a casket looking at their mama? You don't feel that? You don't feel that for your kid? What kind of fucking father are you if you don't? You know what I'm saying? I don't have no respect for a man who has zero respect for the woman who brought kids into this world for him. I get it if she walked out and she don't want nothing to do with you or them kids. I get that. I understand that. But even then, you don't talk shit about that woman. When you talk shit about that woman, you talking shit about that kid's mama. Now, here's the thing. Go to your next door neighbor who you ain't never met and tell him his mom or tell her mom is a slut puppy and she used to work on the weekends at such and such. You don't even know this woman or the man, but you watch what happens. You're going to have a whole problem on your hands. Whole problem on your hands. Why? Because you can't talk about somebody's mama and expect something not to happen. So just because this is your kid's mama and you beefing with the kid's mama, you don't think you're going to hurt that kid by talking about his mama? You fellas, some of you fellas is straight dogs. Let me rephrase that. Y'all ain't dogs. Y'all some weak ass men, dog. Y'all weak. Some of you fellas weak as hell. I don't care what's going on with you and your baby mama. I don't care how bogus she is. She could have slept with your brother, your daddy, your cousin, your boss. I don't care. If you beefing with this woman to the point to where you willing to let your kids see how you feel about this woman, you're bogus. You're bogus. You're supposed to protect that woman to a sense, because you got kids by this woman. If something happens to her, it happens to them kids. And if you don't care about her, you don't care about them kids. I don't give a fuck what you have to say about it. You can come for me. You can talk all the shit you want about me. But I know if my kids call me and said, Dad, somebody's messing with Mom. Where you at? I'm here. I'm there. I'll be there in a minute. Ooh, was one dude, two dude? What's going on? What's going on? I tell him if you can't get in it, if you don't want to get in it, don't get in it. Stay clean. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there in a minute. What happens from there happens from there. But don't get in it, because he called me because he got some feelings about something happened to his mama, and he know the police may clean it up, but he know I ain't playing about my kid. So if somebody mess with his mama, they messing with the boy. If they messing with the boy, they messing with me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't let's just not do that. You get what I'm saying? So back to some of you fellas. Y'all supposed to protect you may not be with this woman, but you got to understand, she's the queen bee. Think of terms of a honeybee. You know what I'm saying? A regular bee. If as long as the kid lives with her, they're in a hive together. If she's the queen bee, if something happens to the queen bee, the hive falls apart. What's going to happen to them kids if something happened to that woman? So you still feel like fuck that bitch? You still feel like fuck her? Fuck her and fuck him and fuck all this fucking, I ain't giving her shit. I ain't doing nothing for her. If you got little kids with this woman and you willing to let her struggle, I hate to say bitch, you a bitch. I hate to say that, but that word is floating around in this room somewhere. It ain't gonna land on me. So I mean, you fellas, you really got to think about this. Really think about the fact that this woman is your family. Y'all got to deal with each other forever. Y'all ain't got to like each other. Some of y'all don't like y'all sister, y'all mama, y'all daddy. Some of y'all don't like y'all own family, but it don't mean y'all ain't fucking family. Y'all got to deal with this person for the rest of your life. Listen, if y'all got one kid together, if you and this woman got one kid together, there's three of y'all. And in order for you and her to not talk no more, the kid has to die. Or you have to die, or she has to die. One of the three has to go in order for y'all to not be family no more. And you really have to stop and think about that. If something happens to you, the kid will weep, and the woman got to clean up the pieces. She got to say your daddy was this, and your dad was actually a good man, and she's got to talk all that good shit into this kid's ear, male or female, to get this kid out of this fucked up sense of my daddy's gone. What do I have now? What if, even if my daddy was a bad dad, he's all I knew that was dad. I didn't even get a chance to ask him these questions. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about this. And I thought I'd one day have time to talk to my dad, or I love my dad. And even though you don't like my dad, that was my dad. Think about that. You done talked all this shit about this man. And now this man is gone, and his kids got some shit in his mind, and you hate the man so much, you talk so much shit about the man, you can't even go to the kid and clean it up, because your kid's gonna be like, I don't want to hear it, Mom. You don't even like him. Why are you talking? You don't even like Dad. See what you did? You ain't got to like the dude. Whatever he did, he did it. Get the fuck over it. And if you don't get over it, shut up about it. Protect that man. Protect that man from shit happening to him and fucking up your kid. What I mean by protect is you ain't got to go out there willing to jump in fights for him. You ain't got to do all that. But if you hear some negativity going on about that man, keep that shit simmered down inside your house where that boy can hear it, or that kid, that little girl can hear it. Don't let her hear all that negative shit. If your next door neighbor came over there to your house and you beefing with this man, you've been beefing for this man for 5 years, and this kid, you got a 10-year-old daughter now or son now by this man, and your next door neighbor or her cousin, his cousin, whoever comes to your house and be like, bitch, guess what? You know what I heard? Your baby daddy this, your baby daddy that. You supposed to be like, yeah, baby's upstairs. Stop. We're not doing that. Baby's upstairs. Kids upstairs. You're supposed to put a halt to that ASAP fast. And the reason why is because for everything negative said about this kid, about this kid's daddy or this kid's mama, you fail to realize the damage you do to the kid by talking smack about this kid's other parent that you don't like. Think about it like this, right? You got more than one friend. You got more than one friend. Imagine one of your third friend talking shit to you about the other friend. You just gonna let that other friend talk to you about the other friend? You gonna stop it then? Nah, don't be talking about my girl. That's my girl. You ain't just gonna be talking about my girl. Oh, but because y'all ain't beefing, y'all, it's cool. Yeah, but you got a whole kid by this dude. Man, y'all bogus, dog. Y'all bogus. Y'all really need to think about that. Y'all really need to put some thought into that. Y'all are family, like it or not. Y'all family, and you should protect. You should protect the dude, the baby daddy. And baby daddy should protect the mama. At the point of, yo, if she got a new man, they should at least have a conversation. The two dudes should at least have a conversation. What's up, my guy? What's up, my G? Nice to meet you, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about with me. You know what I'm saying? Me and her, we ain't on the best of terms, but I just want you to know that I'm in my kid's life. So if you ever have a problem with the kid, you know what I'm saying? I expect you to be a father to my kid. I expect you to be a father. You ain't got to be his father, but you need to be a father. And there's a difference between trying to be his father and trying to be a father. There's a difference. And some of you motherfuckers get that shit twisted. Your kid has more than one parent. When the other parent starts dealing with somebody, that kid now has 3 parents. And if you get with somebody, now that kid has 4 parents. 4. It's what it is, like it or not. If you don't like it, go tell Jesus. What he gonna say? He ain't gonna say nothing. Because you're supposed to shut the fuck up and accept the fact. The reality is, if you, woman, you got a dude, and you got a woman, right? There's 2 over here and there's 2 over here. When that kid goes with him or her, he's got to deal with the other person that he's with, right? And when that kid goes with mom, that kid's got to deal with mom's other person. So when mom buys gifts for Christmas and dad buys gifts for Christmas, don't you think that other person is going to buy gifts for the kid? Don't you think that other person is going to buy gifts for the kid? That's 4 people buying gifts. Who's winning? The kid's winning. But y'all too selfish for that. Y'all really need to think about this. This is one of those unspoken conversations that people don't really think about. People don't really talk about. Y'all just hate y'all's baby daddy. Y'all just hate y'all's baby mama. To me, that's the dumbest shit in the world. I understand that 2 mamas is better than 1. Unless one of these motherfuckers is trash. But that's not what we talking about. 2 baby mamas, 2 mamas is better than 1. 2 daddies is better than 1. As long as my kid's mother gets with a dude who's on his shit and he's handling business, and this man can have a full grown conversation with my kids, because my kids are grown now on that end, my kids is grown. If he can talk to my kids and say some shit that I would say, bruh, handle that. Get him. And he ain't got to tell me what happened. If he did, I would respect the fact. I would respect it because if my son still lives with his mama and the new dude, right? If for any reason that dude had to check my son for yelling at his mom, that man's woman, if my son yelled at his mama and her boyfriend was like, look here, little homie, you ain't gonna talk to my woman like that. That may be your mama, but that's still my woman. You ain't gonna be doing that. You better check that right now, dog. If you think I'm being rude, call your dad and ask your dad what he would say. And when he called me and be like, Dad, what would you say if I was yelling at mom? I said, boy, you better watch your mouth. That's what I say. You don't yell at your mom. Who you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Boy, she pushed you out. She had you. She's the last person you need to talk slick to. That's what I would say. And then when her boyfriend called me, he was like, man, look, just so you know, I had to say something to your son because he was, hey, you ain't even got to say nothing, homie. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Let's go get a drink. Let's go get a drink, G. I got you on this one. Because you did exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to handle that. Handle that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna let nobody talk crazy to my woman. If it's her daddy, if my woman's daddy say something slick to her, I ain't gonna get smart with the dude. I'm gonna be like, baby, look, we gotta go. We gotta go. Pop's tripping. And I can't just sit here and let him talk to you like that. I can't say nothing to him, no. So we just got to go. You know what I'm saying? He could be calling her all kind of names. He could be calling me names. I ain't going to disrespect that dude. That's her daddy. Why would I say something to her daddy? No, we just got to keep it moving. We just got to kick rock, baby. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping her get her stuff in the car as fast as we can, and we gonna leave. So dad don't really say nothing to really hurt her any further than he already has. But I ain't gonna worry about him hurting me, because I'm stronger than that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let this man hurt me. You know what I mean? Excuse me. So y'all really got to think about that. Again, y'all are family, like it or not. Y'all are family, and y'all need to act like family. Y'all really need to put thought into this kid has to be able to talk to dad at some point and has to be able to have a relationship with dad. This kid has to be able to talk to mom, and he has to be able to have a relationship with mom, regardless of how mom is or how dad is. He's got to have a relationship with both. And if he don't have a relationship because mom has been absent or dad has been absent, when the time comes, this kid now has to build a relationship. And if he's hadn't heard nothing but negativity about the other parent who was absent, if the kid had nothing but negativity, you built that in that kid, and you finna tear that kid up. So now all the negative thoughts that this kid has that you put into his mind, how is this kid now supposed to remotely try to build a relationship with somebody who he hates because all the negative things you said? Think about that. You really talking that bad about this kid's family? That's the kid's family. And because it's the kid's family, it's your family. Y'all need to really watch that, man. Y'all really need to think about some of the shit y'all say about the other people's, the other kid's parent. You know what I mean? I really feel like y'all family. I feel like that man's supposed to come and check on his baby mama. You know what I'm saying? When my baby mom was single, I hit her up like, hey, it snowed outside. It's like 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches of snow outside. Make them boys go shovel that. And shit, on the phone, I make them go clean that up. And if my woman, she would know. I'd let her know. I'd tell them, go clean that shit. Go get that snow off the ground. If your mom slip and fall, I'm coming over. I'm checking both of y'all. That's your mama. Get that snow off the ground so she ain't got to step in snow. You know what I mean? And there's numerous times where she'd tell them and they would wait. But she wouldn't tell me. She didn't always tell me that they made her wait. But then I call her and be like, look, if they don't keep cleaning that snow, call somebody to have them do it, and then take it out of their bank account. Pull the money over, and then whoever you pay to do it, take it out of their bank account and pay them. And if that don't work, they gotta move. They gotta move. If the kid is now the man of the house, and he's not willing to protect the queen bee, he gotta move out. It's time to go. I tell my son the same shit. If you gonna talk crazy to your mom, if you're not willing to protect the queen bee, bro, it's time for you to move around. It's time for you to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Your mama's supposed to be top priority. As a boy, your mama's supposed to be top priority. Everything else can come after that, but your mama's supposed to be top priority. And if a son is raised any other way, what are you teaching his son? You know what I'm saying? If he'll treat his mom as top priority, at one point he'll treat his wife as top priority. When he gets married, his wife becomes top priority and the mom has to come down a notch. It's just what it is. He's sleeping with his girl. He ain't sleeping with his mama. You know what I'm saying? So his mama takes second place then. And that's just how it's got to be. But if he'll take care of his mama, he'll take care of his woman. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got to teach y'all's kids that. Y'all got to teach y'all's kids that. Same with a woman. If she'll talk right and she'll respect her daddy, she'll treat her husband right. She'll treat her man right. But that shit starts in house. If you talking to your kid crazy, she's gonna grow up and talk crazy to a man. If you talking to your daughter crazy about dudes, she's gonna grow up and talk crazy about dudes. Fellas, if you talking crazy to your kids about women, when he grow up, he's gonna talk crazy to women. And you built that monster. You built that monster, and you built that monster. Y'all family. Fucking act like it. Till next time, have a good night. They are so full of the cap, man. I can't take it, need to break it. If they